Okay, we are live and we're recording. So, hey guys, welcome to the video. In today's video, we're going to be going over our part 3 for studying for your real estate license in 2023. Let's go ahead and get started. And we are going to go ahead and jump right onto champions. So, in our last live stream, we were in our part 2. It was about an hour and a half. And, hold up. Okay, here we go. And, we did the national, and we also did the state. In this one, we're going to go ahead and do the state prep exam again. We're going to do exam 1, see how far we get. It's about 11:18 over here, and we do have to go to work tomorrow, so we're probably going to make this stream quick because we can always do a longer one tomorrow. So let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to do the state prep. Oh man, they gave me a 0 already, and I just started. Okay. TREC has the power to order witnesses to appear and or produce records of documents. This is called subpoena power, or subpoena power. If a license holder fails to respond to the subpoena, what can TREC do? Is it A, B, C, or D? This one is actually C. TREC can file a suit with the Attorney General to enforce the subpoena. Is that right? I feel like I'm saying that wrong.
Subpoena.
Okay, it is right. Ooh, sorry for your ears. Number 2, license holder in violation of TRELA has received a summons. The license holder fails to respond to the summons. What will TREC do? They will most likely schedule a hearing in the county court where the license holder practice real estate. I'm going to go with that. Schedule a hearing in the district court serving the license holder. Probably not. Schedule a hearing at the main office or business. They're probably not going to schedule a hearing at the main office or business of the license holder. And State Office of Administrating Hearings, I don't even think that's a thing. So the best answer would probably be A. Okay. TREC has received an application for a Texas real estate license from Mary. Mary's completed all her educational. How much time? At this point, TREC will begin the background check. Which of the following is false? A, B, C, or D. D, Mary has 30 days to appeal denial of her applications. TREC must notify Mary of the decision to disapprove her application writing. TREC has 30 days to complete the background check. They have no time limit for determining integrity. You can kind of see the answer is already kind of built in. Usually when you see something twice, it's a good sign that that's probably what the answer is. So you see 30 twice, they have 30 days, so that's probably going to be the right answer. TREC has 30 days to complete the background check. And Marcos, number 4, Marcos was a Texas licensed real estate sales agent for some time. He then chose to become inactive, and TREC has been holding his license in inactive status. He now wishes to activate the license. What will he have to do? I know for sure that he has to pay something. By the way, just as a quick pause, hopefully you had a good Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone, and Happy New Year. I think today is the day they actually observe New Year's Day, since it was on a Sunday. You know, if you don't get approved by TREC for your license, you can always give them a lump of coal. I really like that. My sister got me that. That was really cool. She also got a bathrobe too. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Definitely drink some green tea. It really helps your mind, and I don't know why, but when it comes to studying, especially with this type of stuff, you're going to be studying a lot, and you would think that coffee would help you. It really doesn't. In the morning it's nice, but throughout the day drinking it you'll feel worse and more tired when you're studying, and that's because it's dehydrating you. So you may think, well, I have caffeine and that's great. I mean, if you're gonna drink coffee, fine, but just make sure you're drinking a lot of water to counter the dehydration that you'll incur. But green tea, it doesn't do that, and there's still some caffeine in here, so it has a slight, um, you know, maybe not enough, but something. Okay, so this guy's trying to go active. What can you do? I don't think it's 200 bucks. We're gonna go with A. Which of the following must be posted in a public location on your broker's wall? I'm not sure. I know it's either B or D. Last time we went with D. In a public location on your broker's wall in their place of business. I think it's the consumer info notice 1 through 4. Because in our brokerage at the office I'm at, they don't have, I don't see this anywhere. And I don't see that or that. Fidelity is one of the canons of professional ethics within the rules of the commission. That means which of the following? Being scrupulous and meticulous in the performance of your functions. Probably not that. Being knowledgeable in your geographic market area. That's a good thing. I don't think that has anything to do with fidelity. Avoiding lying, being or misrepresentation. Providing the IABS at the first substantive dialogue. It's kind of just a general. That's a general. This is not right. It's probably C. Because fidelity has something to do with lying, and if you're fidelity has something to do with loyalty, and if you're a loyal person, then you're probably not gonna lie. I don't know if that makes sense. Number 7, which of the following actions are grounds for suspension or revocation of your license by a TREC? An agent failing to close. That's definitely one. You have to disclose if you have 10% ownership in an entity. Drawing up a bill of sale for personal property outside a transaction, maybe. Advising a buyer to get attorney's opinion of title. That has nothing to do with that. You would never get in trouble for advising a buyer to go to an attorney. Failing to list an expiration. That's not good. I think the more serious one is A. And I mean, sometimes with these questions, like, even if you don't know the answer, just kind of thinking it through and thinking, okay, which one, kind of sorting from least to greatest. So what is the least and what is the greatest, However, which way you want to sort that in. Highest to lowest, most risky to less risky. That's kind of how you would do a question like this. Like which is worse, failing to list an expiration date or an agent failing to disclose a 10% ownership? I would say the answer would be A. Number 8, a Texas broker must pay a commission to a broker associate, a licensed attorney in Texas, an in-house employee of a principal, any unlicensed person for referral. It would probably be A. You cannot pay anyone who's unlicensed a referral, an in-house employee of a principal. That if they're licensed, maybe. If they're not, kind of falls with that. A licensed attorney. I don't know. Can you pay a licensed attorney? Can you pay a licensed attorney? How to pay a lawyer when you're short on cash. Don't pay him. Just don't pay him. Okay. Googling that did nothing. Number 9, which of the following actions is not a violation of the Texas Real Estate License Act? Alright, well, let's look at the things that probably would. Usually with a question like this, again, look for the things that probably would be a violation. Selling real estate by lottery, that sounds like a violation. Placing a sign to sell or lease property with only verbal consent of the owner, that sounds like a violation. So it's 1, 2 down. Broker guarantees a buyer that based on past performance, an investment will appreciate over the next years. That sounds like a violation. A broker offers a guaranteed buyback of a property for a set price if the purchaser is not happy with the investment after a 2-year period of ownership. That's a freaking good deal for that guy, I think. I mean, if somebody sold me a property and said, hey, if you're not happy in 2 years, I'll buy it back from you, I'd be like, okay, that's not bad. Because, I mean, couldn't they just rent out the property that whole time and just, like, generate cash flow? And then be like, hey, Mr. Broker, I don't like this property. Buy it back from me now. And they're like, okay. And they buy it back. So you just got, I don't know. Somebody in the comments is going to be like, no, Pierce, that's not how it works. Number 10, without proper authorization, a sales agent may accept a commission directly from a seller, a buyer, his broker, the title company. Probably his broker. Also, if you're wondering why I'm talking this quiet, it's because everyone's sleeping and I don't want to wake them up. Because a good saying is, don't wake up the dead. So, 11. A broker has a listed property. The owner mentioned that a neighbor is interested in selling. The broker meets with the neighbor and secures a second listing. Both listings sell. The broker each earns a commission. The broker earns a commission on each. The broker would like to thank the owner of the first listed property for this referral. Alright, so a broker is trying to thank the seller. Boom. A lot of times with questions like this, again, we've talked about this in our other live streams. If it's really big like that, don't really spend all the time reading it. Just go straight to the bottom and look. Boom. How can the broker thank the seller? Boom. He cannot pay the seller any commission at all. And then move on. Because in the exam, you really want to save as much brain power and energy as much as you can retain as possible. You're going to have a bunch of questions, and you may think like, oh, I'm going to take my time and go slow and it's going to be fine. No, when it comes to questions like this, you want to go fast. You want to not waste a second of more energy than you need to on questions like this. Plus, if you've been studying, really well and stuff, you'll already go through this stuff so much that you'll know it and you'll be able to recognize it. The only time I would suggest slowing down would probably be on the math, because you really got to think. They do throw in tricky questions every now and then, so you can always review your questions at the end. So if you want to rush, and then right at the end, before you hit submit or go to the next portion of the exam, you can hit review and then just kind of skim through and make sure that everything kind of looks right. Number 12, a sales agent wishes to transfer to a new broker. When may he engage? Man. After waiting period for 48 hours? No. It's either A or D. I would say it's A. When Trek receives his request for transfer, I mean, that's great they received it, but that doesn't really have anything to do with the other new broker. Which of the following is the responsibility of the broker? A, they're not responsible for the timely renewal. The financial opportunities and success of license holders? Not for that. That could include education? No. The listing advertisements of the sales agent he sponsors? B, A. With the knowledge and consent of her broker / employer, is showing property. Oh man, it's this one. They're not guilty of a 3rd-degree felony. Only the unlicensed assistant can be fined. No, the broker's going to be in trouble. So A and C are wrong. It's either B or D. Only the broker can be fined. That's wrong. They're probably going to both be in trouble. So it'd be B. Dang, we ran out of green tea. Oh, another one that we forgot to mention while everyone is here. Some other good tea you may want to check out is from this one, Stress Relief. Although I did notice on this one, it has this thing called monk fruit extract and stevia leaf. I don't know why, but if you drink 2 of these, you'll get a headache. So I mean, I had to stop drinking these because like it just tastes gross. It has like so much sugar in it for some reason. This one's okay. This is the honey chai turmeric vitality. But the one you're looking for, and if you don't have it, you want this one and you want this one. This one helps with regulating your like sugar. So you may be wondering like, why are you keep referencing your blood sugar and why is that such a big deal? Like, well, the reason why that's a big deal is when your blood sugar is all screwed up, you can't think straight, right? So like if you give a kid a bunch of cookies and stuff, what happens? If you give a kid a bunch of cookies and then you say, hey, do this test, how well do you think they're going to do on the test? Probably not good, if not even doing the test at all, because there's so much sugar. And I guess the best way to describe sugar is kind of like if you put your ear next to an outlet and you hear the electricity. It's called the dirty electricity. It makes like this buzzing sound. That's how it feels with too much sugar. You can't think, you just have this annoying buzz. So this helps with that in chamomile. The green tea is kind of like I don't know, it's like it's a palate cleanser for your brain. It's an interesting way of putting it. Alright, so 15, in the event of a conflict between the statutory duties of intermediary, which takes precedence? Oh man. This is a tricky one. And with a question like this, here's the thing. Statutory duties of intermediary, where would this apply? It would probably apply over here on topic exam. So it's nice because if you have champions or whatever school you're with and you're going through their programs for studying, but you don't understand it, you would probably do yourself best by buying another course from somewhere else, like this one for 60 bucks, and then go straight to where you need to go. And that would probably be state law. It'd either be state law or, you know, one of these things would have what you're looking for. So let's try to figure this one out. In the event of a conflict between statutory and common law, which one takes precedence over the other one? Man. I don't know. I'm gonna go statutory. When must representation be disclosed in what form? You know, when I took this exam, I didn't do that at first. And they say don't second guess yourself. Reverse Uno card. When must representation be disclosed and in what form? I think B is the best answer, orally or in writing at first contact. It's kind of like covering both grounds. Which of the following is true and demonstrates the difference between the role of a broker intermediary and the role of a sales agent? The sales agent may give advisements to one party. Honestly, that sounds like the best answer because the others say the sales agent may give advice and opinions to both parties in the transaction. Oh my god. Y'all hear that? I don't think that's good to do, but it feels great. The sales agent may give advice and opinions to both parties in the transaction. I mean, that's not true, so B's out of the question. The broker may give advice and opinions to one party in the transaction. That's true. The broker may give advice and opinions to both parties in the transaction. A and C are, I think, right. We're going to go with A. What is required in order for a broker to act as an intermediary? The broker must have at least 2 associates to appoint to work with the parties in order to be an intermediary. I mean, that's kind of true. You should have written permission. That doesn't sound right. Because it's saying written permission of the seller, but verbal representation with the buyer. That's not balanced. The broker may use the promulgated forms. B is wrong, C is wrong. That's like a fact. Oh god, that freaked me out. Holy crap. I'm not gonna lie, at 11:39, anybody who calls you this late scares the hell out of you. I'm not gonna lie. A broker has signed an exclusive agreement to represent a seller. I should probably respond to this. Hey, I declined a call for you guys. It means I really love all of you who are watching. Alright, turn this off so that it's not distracting y'all. We'll finish this and then we'll go live tomorrow. A broker has signed an exclusive agreement which defines the requirement of the minimum level of service. See, when you see this question where it says accept the broker's own interest, that was a trick question because it makes it look like, oh, the broker is putting his the interest of the client above the broker. But then it says accept the broker's own interest. So that's wrong. The broker must present any offer to or counteroffer from the client. That's kind of a fact. The broker must advertise the client's property in addition to placing the listing in MLS. Okay, B or D is tricking me up. The broker must present any offer to or counteroffer on the client. The broker must advertise the client's property in addition to placing the listing in the MLS. I'm gonna go with B. Because it's really saying the minimum level of service. Well, the minimum level of service, and it's just doing a represent a seller. Exclusive, yeah. If we get that wrong, it'd be kind of sad. What action on the part of the buyers must be taken? Oh, the best answer for this one is C. The buyers have the number of days mentioned in paragraph 60 to address survey problems with the sellers. Alright, last page, guys, and we'll wrap it up. 21. Who is responsible for filing the effective date of the real estate sales contract? The agent of the party accepting the final offer. Man, I want to say the party accepting the final offer. Why you always gotta blame it on the agent? Number 22. What promulgated form should be incorporated into the contract with the buyer for closing and funding of the transaction? Oh, this is the buyer's temporary lease addendum. That basically says, hey, I'm the buyer and I want, before I close and fund the deal with you, I want to live in the property, and here's my buyer's temporary lease addendum. And that lets them stay in the property for 90 days while the closing and funding is in the works. The sellers have the same thing, but it's called a seller's temporary lease addendum, and it's saying, hey, I have 90 days to get out of this property, and then it's yours, or something like that. Option fee is 3 days, and you don't pay his agent. It's deliver. John sold. This question, it's going to say, and the structure is now seaward of the vegetation line. What is true? Bam. The state can force remove the structure. What should Bob tell the seller? This is a tricky question, man. I don't know if I got this right or wrong. This one is tricky. The buyer, it's kind of like a bind he puts him in. He says the buyer Bob says if he's successful in purchasing the property, plans to buy all the surrounding property too. What should Bob tell the seller? Well, probably nothing, as this is confidential information from the buyer. The buyer's probably just talking, and he's kicking tires, and you probably don't want to spread that to the seller. Because if it was something that you would tell the seller, he would have said, Bob, in writing, received notice from the seller, from the buyer, that he plans on buying all the property if this purchase goes well. Or something like that. I think that makes sense. 26. Track rules require a license holder to disclose his dual role if he is representing himself in a transaction. A track also requires a license holder to disclose if his client is his spouse, child, or parent. Bam. Which element about Texas homestead protection is false? This is a very easy one. It's not C. It's not B. Homestead protection, you will get foreclosure for unpaid property taxes. That is true. A is true. It is automatic and it can't be waived in Texas. Here's the answer. It will prevent the debts of one spouse from causing the sale of the property. Could you imagine having your spouse and then their debts causes the property to be sold? Do you know how much that would suck? That would really be a big problem. 28. The statutory estate created by two married individuals that allows for shared and separate property is... I'm going to go with C. Which of the following can an HOA ban? Probably B. A roof solar panel, why would they ban that? A religious symbol, they probably shouldn't ban that. The state of Texas flag, they definitely shouldn't ban that. Come on, man. It's Texas. The posting of a 4x6 political sign, yeah, you can ban that. Nobody wants to see that. 30. Landlords in Texas may have 30 days. This is it. Immediately after move out, the negotiate days in lease, 7 days. Answer is 30. Alright guys, let's see how we did. Oh shoot, we failed it. We got a 67. We did worse than the other day when we got a 70. This is what happens. You gotta study. So number 2 is B. What the heck? How is that B? So there is a place called the State Office of Administrative Hearings. Marcos was a leader, real estate license. Oh, it's C. Dang, they charge $200 in 30 hours of continuing education right here. 6. I thought that was a negative thing. I need to read more. You see on A it says being scrupulous or meticulous in the performance of your functions. I thought scrupulous or meticulous was not a good word. Apparently RC needs to go read books and study more. 7. D is correct. Failing to list an expiration date. Okay. And an employment contract. Oh wow. I can't believe D is more important than A. Y'all see that on number 7? That's crazy. So if you fail to list the expiration date in an employment contract, that's worse than failing to disclose 10% ownership. 12 is C, when a new broker submits a sponsorship form to Trek. Okay. So then when the new broker submits the sponsorship forms to Trek. Okay. 15, in the event of a conflict, B is correct. Statutory intermediary takes more precedence over common law. Okay. Number 18 is B. The broker must have the written permission of the seller and the buyer, including information on how the broker is to be paid. So that is for what is required in order for a broker to act as an intermediary. Well, dang it. 21. Who is responsible for filing the effective date? C. The broker. Dang it. I thought it was A. Okay. So it says in all caps and bolded at the end of the contract, broker fills in the effective date, although general agents usually do this on their behalf. 27. Which statement about homestead protection is false? It is B. How did we get this wrong? 27. Homestead protection will prevent foreclosure from unpaid. Oh, okay, so I didn't read this. When I read it, I read this question as if it's saying what is true about homestead protection, and I didn't read it as it's false, which the answer would have been B. Homestead protection will prevent foreclosure. That is not true. That is false, as the question is asking. 28, last question. The statutory estate. It is community property. Community property is a statutory estate in Texas that allows for jointly owned and separate property. Homestead estates protect ownership. Joint tenancy does not exist in community property estates between married individuals. Common law, from the common sense, is the opposite of written statutory law. Section special topics. No, we are not taking this again. So that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. It is late. I'm gonna go to bed. Hopefully we can get some sleep, and tomorrow we'll see you again. We got more videos coming out, and if you guys have any comments or questions or concerns about getting your license, please comment down below and I will get to them as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Y'all get some sleep. It is time